Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bling Bling Jam YouTube station. And today we're continuing our awesome interviews, and I have no other than Nick the Balloonatic, who is the original king at the Bling Bling Jam. And we are so excited to have him there. But we want to talk about Nick a little bit first. We want you guys to know he's Nick the Balloonatic. He's from New York. How he got started in balloons, his whole balloon career. As we find that these interviews, people think you know each other, and you really don't. Okay. And I'm getting great feedback. There's things I find out on these interviews that I didn't know about people. It always blows me away. So we're having a good time. Thanks to Cecilia suggesting this. And she mentioned you, Nick, the other day, I believe, in the call that we had. And super excited we're able to make this happen and have Nick on this interview, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And of course, please, I'll repeat it again later on, but please show some love and some comments and thumbs up or whatever that you want to share. And I'm sure Nick will appreciate that. But Nick, it's all about you right now. Could you mind telling us like who you are, where you're from, how you got started in balloons, what your biz name is, and what you done in your balloon career? It's a mouthful, I know.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say I am honored to be here with Mr. Bling Bling himself, Steve Klein. Steve,
I'm
I love
honored to have you here, Nick. Thank you.
and I love everything that you do for the balloon industry. Hello, world. I am Nick the Balloonatic. Nick Rotondo's my real name, but it's Nick the Balloonatic, my business name. I started twisting balloons in 1968 when a 260 was just a 245. They had A's and E's, 245 A's and E's. Um, Loved twisting balloons my whole life, became an actual professional. Although I attended the first T Jam in 1999, I became a professional where everything was legal, books and everything in 2004. And I love it. And for those of you out there who've ever seen me laying down, I was a musician. I was the bass player for a very popular band called Armonia. They were a
Oh,
European
wow.
band, and we worked nonstop. I was the bass player, and the photographer that did our albums. We have 4 albums out. The photographer, very great photographer named Tony Ferrari. I always did balloons, like when we played events. I always did balloons for kids, but I wasn't really working. But I've always done balloons. But I was a full-time musician along with bus driver. And Tony Ferrari one day said, "Can you make a bunch of balloons for my grandkid?" And I went to his studio, and he said, "Why don't you lay down and let's take some pictures?" And that's the picture. I always loved it, but it
Wow.
was very never really a business. You know what I'm saying, Steve? I always
Right.
had shirts that said
Yes.
Nick the Balloon, but it really wasn't a business like a business is today, a balloon business. Yeah, I do balloons, I do a party here, but I was a musician and a bus driver. So I
Wow.
took,
I didn't know you were a musician. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
yeah,
Wow.
I took that picture where you see me laying down in
Yeah.
1999, and his
Right.
daughter Gina made business cards with that picture and say and Nick the Bloomstick, and that's how that picture was born. It's 25 years old now. It's been my logo. This is why I never changed it. It's
Right.
my logo. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing a shirt. It's on my shirts. I
I
have
love it.
magnet that goes on the truck. So it's my logo, it's my brand, and it's
Right.
so important. And I'm on it. And in 2004, when I legalized it and became a LLC,
Yeah.
uh, my first big account was the New York Islanders.
Right.
They called me, and it was so nerve wracking because, like I said, I was a musician and a bus driver. I really wasn't doing it. And the New York Islanders called me, and it
Yeah.
happened to be the general manager. I love hockey. Mike Milbury said, "Nick, we heard about you doing balloons at an event. One of the workers at for the New York Islanders was at a wedding that I was playing with the band and saw me doing balloons, loved my balloons, and they called me. And I happen to like the New York Islanders. I like hockey, and I was invited to this event, New York Islanders. Steve, I get there, all the players were there, the
Right.
coach. I was shaken because these were celebrities to me. I'd seen
Right.
them on the, and all of a sudden, a Hall of Fame New York Islander, Brian Trottier, came over and said, "Hey, Nick the Balloonatic, love your balloons." I was like, you know, and
Right.
and I became friendly with them. And here we are now in 2024, 20 years later, I'm still the official balloon artist of the New York Islanders.
Yes. I love it. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a great story. I love that. Wow. And Nick, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you've done like, I mean, well, first of all, let me just, it doesn't surprise me that you're a musician. I didn't know that. But as you know, I'm a magician, so I got started. And I had mentors in the magic world, these older guys, they always said that nothing else matters but the showmanship, right? And Nick, every time I see you, and even though might have been nervous or whatever it was. Like I just can't see that with you. But but you're a showman, like you know what I'm saying? And I mean that in the most positive way, because like kind of what you said, but just kind of circling back, we all love balloons and fancy balloons and all that. I love your logo and all that. At the end of the day, it's about, and we discuss this all the time, it's about the showmanship and it's about getting to more people and the entertainment value, which everybody's different in the balloon world. We get it, okay? But you have all that, Nick, like you really do. It's amazing, how you're always working, you know what I'm saying? And you're always getting as many kids as possible. You share that with me. But you want to elaborate about that for me? I didn't mean to like jump on that. It made me think
Oh,
about all that.
not a problem. Years ago, I taught a class at a convention called "It's Not About the Innovation, It's About the Entertainment." You could make a 28 balloon penguin, let's say,
Hmm.
and are you going to be there for 15 minutes making that penguin while 60 people are waiting for balloons? They're going to not like you just by waiting. So
Yeah.
I always tell people, I taught making a simple balloon dog just by moving your hands up and down. It's entertainment. Tell
Yeah.
a joke while you're doing it. Keep it simple while you're doing private events. Um, yes, we today we are blessed because we see how many balloon artists are making these giant sculptures and these intricate sculptures, and they put balloons inside of balloons to get cheekbones and a nose and a
Yeah.
mouth. But can you sell it? I personally, and I would never insult anybody,
Right.
I don't want to make an intricate balloon. I want to make money. And
Yeah.
I want my fellow artists to make money. Yeah, you go to a convention, show off your craft. You want
Yes.
to show something cool on Instagram, Facebook. It's not what I like. I
Right.
My specialty now is I very rarely do parties. I do shows,
Right.
full-blown shows. I want to work for 1 hour, make everybody laugh, and
Yes.
make a ton of money. And
Exactly.
this is like now I am blessed. I have the account with the New York City Board of Education where I do about
Yeah.
125 shows a year. I have the New York libraries, both in
Yeah. Oh,
the fun.
those are two separate accounts. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. I
wow.
have the libraries.
Yeah.
And now, Steve, all of a sudden, I've been getting calls, nursing homes. I
Yeah.
just signed a 12-show deal with Parker Geriatrics, which is part of Long Island Jewish Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
They're a geriatric it's a rehab slash nursing home. They just signed me for 12 shows.
Very nice.
Now, so this is why I tell people, and I invite the Bling Bling family. Call me if you need advice. Call me if you need advice. You know what? I do it to help you, not to brag. I
Yeah.
do it to help you because I did it all. I've
Yes.
competed at conventions. I won. What I want to do now at 63 years old is teach
You
people
look
how
great.
to make, thank you,
Yeah.
how to make money.
Yeah.
Make money. Yeah, we want to make that cool balloon. I- Cool balloon is not going to pay your bills.
Right.
Entertaining. And
Right.
you could make the simplest balloons by
Right.
entertaining. And to me, I think the entertainment with balloons, you'll make more money than anything because you want them to remember. Hey, you're twisting the balloons and say, hey, how old are you? 8? Oh, what grade you in? Second grade? Awesome. Are you good at math? Oh, you are? Well, maybe you could help me. My teacher this week got mad at me because she said to me, hey, Nick, if I have 5 oranges in one hand and 5 oranges in the other hand, what do I have? I said, 2 big hands.
Right.
And and the parent laughs, the kid will
Mm.
stare at you and say, hey, look up. I have a book. And Steve, give me 1 second. Look at it
Yeah, sure.
right here. Most amazing book.
Yes. Oh, wow.
It's a clean book about children's
I
joke
love that.
and
Did you get that, Nick, on Amazon?
on Amazon. And
Love
uh
that.
it's so funny here. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? He
Yeah.
was feeling crummy.
That's
Okay,
cute.
you say you're here to entertain the little
Yes.
kids. Yeah, they pay
Yes.
you to twist balloons. I've said this to some balloon artists that um I feel you have to entertain and engage with the kids. The
Yeah.
parents, the kid is not paying you. The parent, when that parent sees you interacting with that kid, they're gonna say, guaranteed, I want that card. Get
Yeah.
this guy's card.
Yeah.
He is funny. You're really entertaining the parent because
Yeah.
that's you want the money. The money's gonna pay your bills. And I
Yeah.
don't have to tell you, my fellow balloon artists, today you need money.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive.
Yes.
So whether it's your full-time job or your part-time gig, get working.
Yeah.
I love people. I love, people like Steve. I just told him last week, and I'm not saying this because he's on. You ever see Steve with a child with a balloon? That kid's got that big smile. Steve's got that big smile. Look, Michael Moffey, Billy Damon,
Yeah.
Natalie,
Yes.
Natalie Balloon, big smile, professional. That's what's gonna make you money.
Yes.
Admire those balloon artists who make gigantic things because it's beautiful. You want to try it. Sam Crimmins, I love his work.
Yes.
I love Sam's work, and big stuff like that. And you know what? It's like an ant. You ever see the ants making those little ant hills? They do that one grain at a time.
Yeah.
Start your business small, get it. And then you know what? Maybe later on you want to make something giant. Hey, I'll make your kid an SUV before I even get there. Then you
Right.
sell that SUV for
Right.
$200 on top of working and making the money for twisting the party.
Right.
If you want to make something big, you try. But I find the small things that really sell at a party, Steve.
Yeah.
It's my opinion, and my fellow
No,
artists
you're
out there.
100% right.
What I don't say is Bible or whatever you want to say. It's not, but it's advice, and it has
Yeah.
worked for me, and
Yeah.
it continues to work for me, just like my
Yeah.
business card. My business card
Yeah.
continues to work for me.
Yeah. Couple comments on that, and I so appreciate you, Nick, on so many levels. Because you're always sharing, and and again, you're like me, you live a life of abundance. And I love that you are a student of the balloon business and you're always trying to expand yourself in the right way by sharing that book. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at that and ordering that book as well. Those are things that you want to do to be a better entertainer overall. And a lot of nothing against anybody else, but a lot of other artists don't share stuff like that, which is amazing. Um, there was something else you said, and I just forgot what you were saying on there. I was going on a tangent.
Steve,
But
with getting on sharing for a second, if
yeah,
I um,
yeah.
I've been to conventions where I said hello to fellow artists, and they just turn their
Mm,
cheek to me like they ignore you. I'm not going to mention names. We are all human beings, and
yeah.
I I, as Nick the Balloonatic, can only do one job at a time. So if I'm in point A doing a show, you know what that means? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. They're all having parties as well.
Yeah.
So go get the. Why would I be jealous?
Right.
Why this is why I share. And I taught at a convention for Qualitex. I
Yeah.
taught at a convention and I taught my show
Which is
word for
amazing.
word. And
Yeah.
I told everyone, videotape it.
Yeah.
You have my permission to copy it word for word. Word for word. You could
Right.
copy my show and I won't say a word
Right.
because in our industry, you probably see it on Facebook. Oh, oh, Steve Klein did this. Oh, so and so did that back then.
Yeah.
Oh, you Nick the Balloonatic did this. Oh, someone else did that back then. And listen, if you go to Barnes and Nobles in the cooking section, there'll be 14 books on how to make lasagna. Lasagna, lasagna. But there's 14
Yeah.
ways. I could show you how to make a simple balloon dog. But guess what? If you
Yeah.
made it with your hands, it's your
That's
balloon dog.
right. That's right.
Because if you want to get to the legality of it, maybe the first balloon you made that you said I copied off of you was
Yeah.
2 inches, and I made it 2.5 inches, so I didn't copy you.
At the end of the day, everybody learns from everybody, and no one made anything up, and it's just crazy.
Let's share. It's
Yeah.
all about
Yeah.
sharing in our industry. I want to teach everyone how to not make that great balloon. I want to
Yeah.
teach you how to make money.
Yeah. I remember what I was going to say. Going back to your logo on your t-shirt and your card, the thing is, you're keeping things simple. And that's the whole thing. That nothing has to be complicated, and your entertainment value is through the roof. And and Nick, we so appreciate you sharing, and it's so true. But at the end of the day, about copying, whatever, everybody has their own personality and adds that, and that we can't really copy because everybody's individualistic, and that's what makes it beautiful. So it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to have things a little differently. It's just we all learn from each other, which at the
You,
end of the day.
God rest his soul, Jeff Hayes. I had this conversation with him.
Yeah.
And I said, Jeff, I thought Jeff was one of the world's most amazing artists. He could take your design and make it just, and Jeff would always make something better and then say, oh, I
Yeah.
got this off of Steve Klein and I did this, or I
Yeah.
got this off of Billy Damon and did, or I got this off of Michael Marthy and I did this and I changed. And I said, Jeff, why do you always have to like mention you did it and you
I
did it
know.
better? And he would say, I just want to give people credit.
Yeah.
I,
He was
and
amazing.
he was a
Amazing.
gem of a man.
Yes.
I always loved his advice, and Marvin Hardy, who once gave me the best advice ever,
Yeah.
sometime probably in the early 2000s. Marvin, I was taking one of his classes because I just loved him, and Marvin said, when you go to a convention, if you learn, don't you're going to take 10 classes. If you learn one thing
Yeah.
at that convention, it was
It was
worth the
worth it.
money, your
Yeah.
registration, because you're going to take that one. Don't try to learn 100 things. See what you really liked. And if you didn't get it the first time, get that teacher on the side and say, can you show me that again? And that's another thing, Steve, which I love about Bling Bling, just getting off the subject for a second. At
Sure.
at Bling Bling, every instructor, I've been to every Bling Bling but one. Every instructor is so approachable
For
at the
sure.
end of the classes. And then Steve is nice enough to put these up later on. And you could see the classes again. But
Yeah.
like
Still
this
working
year,
on it. Yes.
the teachers were amazing. Like for instance, CJ taught a class,
Yeah.
and you could see CJ in the jam room and say, "Hey, CJ, show me how to make that plane again," or
Mhm.
Darren Mortaby, show me how to make that truck again. And
Mhm.
they're approachable. You go to some other conventions,
Yeah.
and instructors don't make them. They don't make themselves
Available.
after
Yeah.
that class. Don't bother me.
Yes.
Don't bother.
Yes.
and me,
Oh, they want to sell you everything. Right.
I'm yeah, I want to just give you my info. I want to give you my info. Listen, I'm 63. How
Yeah.
many more years? God, I hope God keeps me till 100, but
Yes.
I want to give my information because when I'm not here anymore, I want
Yeah.
people to say, I learned that from Nick the Balloonatic.
Of
Just like
course.
talking about Marvin Hardy and talking about Jeff Hayes,
Of
keeping their
course.
memory alive. I
Yeah.
want, when I'm no longer here, I want people to say, I learned how to make a dog like this, a
Yes.
simple dog like this by Nick the Balloonatic. And
Yes.
and that's
I
what I'm
love that, Nick. I love that, Nick. I wanted to circle back to your business, okay, and a couple things. So you start off twisting and doing the shows. Uh, I know you did decor as well. I think you're not doing as much decor now. Can
right.
you explain what you did with your business with that and where you are now, just the shows, or what's or something that you is there? I know you do the radio stuff too, but is there something that you are focused on exclusively now, like the shows in, or want to focus on something else that you haven't done yet? And if it's a show, it's great.
Well, Steve, I I love doing shows because to me,
Yeah,
there's nothing better than hearing 400 people laughing at the same time, whether it's kids, whether it's a senior citizen center that I'm doing.
yeah,
I love stage, and
yes,
I've been blessed in this life by a man named Pat Cooper, who's
yes,
very, very famous in the
yeah,
movie Analyze This and Analyze
yeah.
That. He taught me stage. I opened
Wow.
for him a number of times. He taught me everything, and he said, if you know what you're going to say and you're a natural, you're just going to get out there. There's no reason to
Yeah,
be nervous. It's going to work. And I get out there now. It could be I was in Calgary, Canada doing the show, and I was lucky because Jackie Ochitwa and a guy, an old twister that not many people know because he was young at the time, Ewan, from Calgary. I taught him how to make balloons when he was at one of his very first conventions. I gave him a master class for free, and
very
his
nice.
mom was in there, and they're still dear friends of mine.
Yeah,
Um, and I taught him this stuff, and when I did the show in Calgary, 750 people. But the reason we went to Calgary, my wife and I, there was a little girl named Olivia who was 75% visually impaired. And she was a fan of mine. She was Ewan's cousin. So I got in touch with them. I said, let's make this happen. Let me come there and teach her how to twist balloons by feel. So my
wow,
wife and I flew to Calgary and we taught 7 children, visually impaired, how to
wow.
twist the balloon dog. One of the greatest moments of my life was when this little girl, not Olivia, but another girl said, Mommy, feel, look, feel, it's a dog. Look,
Yeah,
here's the head. Touching the, I taught them how to make a balloon dog. So I said to the
wow.
principal, I just came across country from New York to Calgary. Why don't we do a show
Yeah,
tomorrow for the school? She
right.
said, Are you kidding me? I said, No. So we went back. I prepped for the show. The next day, my wife, myself, I called Jackie
Yeah.
Ochigwa. She
Uh-huh.
came to the show.
Uh-huh.
She built some stuff, but I wanted Jackie to come on stage with me. She wouldn't do it.
Right.
She's shy. She's an amazing
That's
balloon
okay.
artist, but very shy. And I
Sure.
did the show um, in front of 750 kids. It
Very
was
nice.
amazing. So
Wow, Nick, that's a great
I
story.
want to I want to do stage.
Yeah,
That's what I want
that's so
to do.
you. I
I want to
decor no more.
no, I still do decor. I
Okay.
still do decor when
Um, yeah.
but the great thing is the reason I want to do shows. Now, decor,
Mhm.
this is where and my balloon family out there, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'll get a call to do an organic. Now, an organic you could get anywhere between 20 and $30 a foot. So let's
Yeah.
say it's a 13-foot organic. You're talking $260. Okay.
Right.
Follow me, my balloon
Yeah.
family. $260 for that organic.
Yeah.
The Now the phone call starts.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the kit on Amazon for
Yeah.
19.99. Why are you charging me which is still undercharging? 260 is still because, and I'll explain why. Well,
Yeah.
and then you tell the customer, well, to make that you see on Amazon, you need 4 kits. So you're up to $80 already. Now put it together. That's the first issue. The second issue, Nick, I want it in blue. Okay. Do you want it in light blue, dark blue? Well, you know. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to tell me. Do you want navy blue or royal? Okay, navy. You understand that navy blue is the darkest blue. It's almost like the New York Yankees hat. It borderlines next to black. That's how
Yeah.
dark navy blue is.
Yeah.
No, no, I don't want that. Well, this you just said navy. If I would have did your organic in navy, you would have been mad. I want the other blue.
Right.
How about a royal blue? Yes, it's a royal blue. Now you're on the phone with them all this time, for instance, to make 250 or $300. Now, in my shoes, let's go to do a show. Hi, Nick the Balloonatic. We want you a show. We want you to do a show on this day. Do you have it available? Yes, I do. What's the price of the show? What is it for? Well, it's a nursing home and blah blah. Okay, it's an hour show. It'll be $600. Okay,
Right.
send us the contract. Bye.
Right.
That just took 2 minutes for 600. When you're on and you're gonna get 15 calls
Yeah.
for the organic because of colors. I want to add this to. I want to add the shooting stars to it. I want to add this. Oh, but you're not going to try. So it. I don't want that headache. I shouldn't say headache.
No,
I
I know what you mean.
I want the simplicity of hello. You want to book me?
Yeah.
It's this price. Awesome. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Yeah.
Instead of and then you do the organic. Well, I really did. This is afterwards. I really didn't like that blue that you used.
Yeah.
So this is why and my wife said, you work so much
Yeah.
with New York Board of Ed and the libraries. Why are you just, because I was trying to make so many people happy. Now,
Right.
63, Steve, I
Right.
make Nick happy.
Exactly. And you're always busy. I
Yeah,
love it. And it makes everybody happy, Nick.
yeah.
So appreciate you. Okay. So fair enough. Do you mind, because I know Nick is not going to say this about himself until I pull it out of him. Do you mind sharing all the celebrity events that you've done? Because I don't know anybody that's done more celebrity events than you. You're one of the
Uh,
top. And again, just so people can know, I mean, I know it is what it is, but it's just whatever you want to share. Some of it I know is
uh,
private because sometimes they
well,
don't want to be known.
well, every a lot of sports figures, especially like the New York Islanders, when you're a balloon artist for the Islanders, you
Hmm.
you do the players parties. Now these guys are all celebrities and they bring celebrities. So picture 20 years of doing New York Islander events. uh
Yeah,
I don't have to tell you,
that's fun.
24 guys on a team plus the subs plus this them. I've done New York Yankees, New York Giants, all celebrities.
Hmm.
Brooke Shields,
Yes.
Edie Falco, Martha Stewart, Elvis Costello, Bill
Yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Uh, and when I do a celebrity party, I make believe I don't know them. I want them
Yeah.
to come over to me. You know what it's like as a joke
Yeah.
when a man, this guy is not too famous. His name is Shaquille O'Neal.
Right.
He walked over and said, Nick the Balloonatic, I love your balloons. And I looked up at him and said, thank you.
Yes.
What's your name? And he laughed and I hugged him and
Yeah.
just like this. And now when I do celebrity parties,
Yeah.
I it doesn't I don't go anymore.
Right.
I used to, but I've been used to it and you become professional. And I try not to bother them if they're able to take a picture with me. I said, do
Hmm.
you have time for a quick pic? I don't try to bother them. Um, this is crazy once, and I just want to give you a little bit of advice.
Sure.
Doing celebrity parties. I was at a
Yeah.
celebrity party, uh, who I've done for years, and I was at the party twisting, and a face painter who I know from the area came, and she sat down. She was giving everybody attitude, and
Yeah.
I said to her, "Are you okay?" She said, "Yeah." I thought she was in awe with all the celebrities there because it's a very popular TV show. And
Yeah.
one of the stars, it was her son's birthday, who I've done in the past. So at the end of the party, she posted on Facebook, did the cast of CSI, the show CSI,
Yeah.
we did the cast of CSI, um, did her son's birthday in blank blank Brooklyn, named the specific area, which first of all is a no.
Right.
You don't say where somebody lives. She put, you could put in Brooklyn because Brooklyn,
Right.
but she put in blank blank Brooklyn. We
Wow.
did the, me and Nick the Balloonatic, we did the whole cast of CSI.
Yeah.
So I called her and I said, take that post down immediately. And she said, why? I said, first of all, you gave the location. And second of all, it wasn't CSI, it was Law and Order.
Right. Wow.
She took the post down. Don't
Wow.
ever, and if you get booked for a celebrity party, my advice to you, the words are amazing. You say, and by the way, I'm very big on privacy so
Yeah.
that they know they could trust you.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Never give somebody's location where they
Right.
live
Right.
because they need their privacy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've done over my
Oh,
life.
I love it's so inspiring, Nick. You know, for everybody to know this too. Uh, I had done some, and then I was talking to Nick about this. This was like probably 10 years ago, Nick. You probably remember this. And I was super nervous because I got the Hasty Pudding, Man and Woman of the Year at Harvard, here in Boston, where I did Kerry Washington and
Washington.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So the Boston Globe contacted me, and I'm telling them how I have a really good friend named Nick the Balloonatic in New York who does all kinds of celebrity events, and Natalie, Miss Ballooniverse. I honestly, they were like, "Oh my God, what's his name?" Okay, and then Nick calls me, and they called me. They go, I go, they did what, right? And you guys were in there, but again, I was so thankful because I remember being on the phone with you as I was walking in there after when the event was taking place. I was like, "Oh man, what did I get myself into?" And you were so great to like just even though I had done some stuff, you just calmed me down. So I was I was like, wow. But like you said, they're regular people and it's great and it's a great experience. But talk about neat serendipity. So, what I love about Nick, everybody, is that he wants everybody to do good. He wants everybody to succeed, and he lives a total life of abundance, which is how I see you. So we appreciate you. But that's amazing. And I love the thing that you did in Canada. I wish Katrina was there. That would have been a good fit for her, That's just so great. Did I miss anything, Nick, about your balloon career or anything else you want to add on to Nick the Balloonatic about your business right now before
You
I talk about bling bling?
Sure, you never know where a piece of latex
Yeah.
is is gonna take you. Um,
Yeah.
I I
Good way
got
to say it.
I got called recently, to be in a pilot show. It's almost like the Seinfeld show. It's called the Connie Show,
Oh,
and
wow.
they had called me and they said to me, "Can you make a balloon angel in under a minute while talking?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Okay, we're filming on this day. We want you here." And
Right.
I got on set, and I sent them a sample of the angel I was gonna make, and I put it and I sent it to them, and they loved it. And I got on set, and of course it's a camera. You get a little nervous,
Of
and
course.
they sent me the script. I had to learn my 8 lines while twisting a balloon. Um, and I learned it. And when I was my first take, because there's people on the street and they're watching, and there's these trucks, and it's really lights, camera, action, and
Yeah.
the clap one. So I was a makeup person, I need a lot of makeup.
Oh,
Um,
stop.
so I did the first take. I was nervous. I nailed every line. I nailed everything. And when they said cut, and I heard the director, the camera was to my right. I heard him say cut. That was great. And then he said places, because you shoot it 8 times, because they always
Oh,
see something
right.
better in each take. And so I get back, and I'm like nervous, and I get back with the balloon, and setting it up, making sure it's just right. And a lady says to me, "Oh, you're in the show." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh,
Yeah.
could I have your autograph?" I said, "Sure." She goes, "What's your name?" I said, "Do you know Brad Pitt? I'm his brother, So I write Pitt on the paper.
Yeah,
Well, the director goes, "This is why I wanted this guy in the show. He's fun. I love this guy."
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
he saw me somewhere, and then he saw me singing these coffee shows, eto, oh, eto, eto, on
Right.
Facebook and Instagram, where I just like making people
Yeah.
laugh. So my point was, you never know where it's going to get you, because they
Yeah.
told me they got funding for episodes 2 through 10 now. I just did the pilot, and they're writing me into the
Wow.
show. I'm going to be the crazy tenant on the first floor above the pizzeria that makes balloons and always has a
I
problem.
love that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's a success.
Oh,
But
you know it will be.
my point is, you never know
Yeah.
you never know. Also, when you're on a job,
Yeah.
you don't know who's there watching you.
You really don't. You're always on. Yes.
Always know,
Yeah.
whether you're entertaining 10 kids or 100 kids, treat the 10 kids like you're treating the 100 kids. Big crowd. Oh, I'm going to get electricity in my body. 10 kids, if I'm doing 2 kids, I'm going to give the same amount of energy, because who knows why there's just 2 kids. Maybe it's someone famous and they don't want a lot of people, around. Uh, we do a job out in Long Island, my wife and I, and it's Angelina Jolie. No names.
Yeah.
Uh, and we go and do that party every year. We've done parties
Sure.
for Bill Murray from Saturday Night Live,
Love it.
and it's
You're
just
having a good time, Nick.
great. And the bet, like I said, with the balloon, you never know who you're gonna
Yeah.
meet, right? Guess
Yeah.
what? I met every one of you that I love because of
Yeah.
a balloon.
Yes.
Because of a balloon, Steve. I would have never
Mutual.
met you
Yes.
without a balloon. So I love you all, and I thank the balloon because
Yes. We love you too. We love you too. Okay, hold on. One more thing about you before we get to bling bling. So can you tell everybody, I'm sorry, there's a lot to talk about, Nick, and we might have to do another video another time too. I forgot about the weather report, which I love when you're talking about Facebook. Do you mind sharing that? Because you're so funny, but so like more accurate. So
yeah. I like
yeah,
to do Nick the Balloonatic Weatherman. You could see it
yeah,
on YouTube. What I
yeah,
like to do, we were in the middle of a huge snowstorm on the East Coast. As a matter of fact, Steve, you got hit in Boston with the same. And we
yeah,
had this weatherman here in New York, which he baffled me, because he was going to tell us, the people watching, about the storm. And in the middle of his weather report, he takes his jacket off, rolls up his sleeve like he's gonna bench press 600 pounds. I said to Sally, "Would you look at this?" I said, "Wait, get
right.
the phone. Let's go out." I had shorts and a shirt on,
Yeah,
and I made a microphone out of a balloon, and I
yeah,
went in the middle of the storm and did a weather report. But what I like to do is, because meteorologists are there, they could be 100% wrong and never get fired. So
yeah,
I said, I'm going to be the meteorologist
yeah,
that's always right. So, for instance, if they said 8 inches were coming, I would do the weather report and said, "Listen, you're hearing it here first. We are going to get anywhere between 1 and 25 inches, guaranteed." And I'm always right. And I
yeah.
always said, If the clouds come this way, you're going to get 1 inch. If the clouds go this way, you're going to go 25 inches.
It's
If the
so funny and
clouds stay
so
right there, you're going to get 8. And when we get 8 inches, I do a follow-up report that said, I told you the clouds stayed right here. And boom. And then another thing I love doing is I go, you're hearing it here first. You're hearing it here first. Tonight, it's going to get dark out. And tomorrow morning, it's going to get light out. You watch. I am right. And people, the
it,
messages I
it's
get,
awesome.
and what I love is a lot of kids watch it. The parents show the kids are hysterical. And I could be walking in my neighborhood and they'll say, hey, that's the guy who did the weather. And then a very
Right.
famous meteorologist named Amy Freeze in
Hmm.
New York reached out to me to do a weather report with her. So I did a weather report with Amy Freeze.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Nick. I had to mention that because I love that.
No
When you're talking
problem.
about Facebook, it triggered me. I'm sorry. There's too many topics to talk about, Nick. I know I'm all over the place. Sorry.
Not a problem.
All right. So do we cover everything about Nick the Balloonatic that we wanted to cover, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Bling Bling Jam and just, I know you mentioned earlier, we so appreciate that, but like why you like the convention, why you think people should come, how this year was, the 10-year anniversary we just passed. We're going on 11 now. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable how time just flies by. And just whatever else you want to share about the event, you know?
Um, I've been going to conventions for 25 years. I went to the very first T Jam in 1999 in Austin, Texas. And I've been to conventions around the world and including on the water, on balloon cruises.
Wow.
I've been to conventions all
Yeah.
over. And I don't say this because you're interviewing me, but I have told you even privately, there is no better conventions. Now, I've won awards at conventions. I my biggest honor ever out of all the awards I won was being King of Bling the first for the very
Yes.
first Bling Bling Jam. I was King of Bling. I also was King of Bling for the second and the third,
Yes.
along
Yes.
along with Natalie. And I had
Yes.
told Steve, I'm one I like to share. And I said, Steve, don't make me King of
Yeah, I
Bling.
know.
Let somebody
Yeah.
else have it because I
You're
just
the original one. You still get that title. No one's
I
ever
know.
taken that from you.
And my point is,
Yeah.
it's my most cherished award
Oh,
ever,
thank you.
being
We're
the
happy about that.
original
You deserve it.
King of Bling, and I thank you for it. But getting back, there is no better location
Yeah.
for a convention. Some conventions, they want to hold you hostage with their location. They want they want to hold you hostage. The
Yeah.
original guy who started the Twisters convention, Tom Myers, that started. He had the company T Myers, and he was the one who did T Jam. His point was, I want to have a convention in a warm climate when people balloon artists are slow. So he would have it in February in
Mhm.
Austin, Texas, which was a very nice location because
Sure.
you jam during the day, you have class. Nighttime, you go to 6th Street where all the clubs are and the country western rock and roll, dance, disco. And there's been nothing like it since Bling Bling came along. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
conventions come through and they pass through Las Vegas. Bling Bling is in Vegas every year. So
Yeah.
it's not it's not only a convention, you could plan it's your vacation because you could twist all day and
Yeah.
drink all night or party. If you don't drink, you could
Right.
go you walk right out of the Four Queens
Mm.
or Binions, wherever you're staying. You walk right out
On the
onto
Fremont. Yeah.
Fremont Street, you're on a party, on a party.
Yeah.
The owner of Elitax, he was Carlos. He
Yeah.
was. He says, and I said, Carlos, I've been going to conventions for 25 years. You'll probably go to a lot of conventions. You'll never go to a convention like Bling Bling. And he said, I believe you, and I'll be back there next year.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're
it,
great
it,
people.
it's just it, it it's not that's the first thing is the location.
Hmm.
Second thing, as I mentioned earlier, the class of people that that come to Bling Bling.
Yeah.
Michael Creighton, who I
Yes.
feel never really got credit in the balloon world. Another genius, and like I said before,
Sure
Michael
is.
Marthy, another genius. If you
Sure
ever
is.
run
Yep.
into these guys at Bling Bling, pick
Yeah.
their brain. Pick my brain, Natalie.
Ken Stillman. Yeah.
And still Ken Stillman, who is I love Ken.
Yeah.
I love Ken. Connie, who was a huge award winner
Yes.
around the world. Connie, another one. Pick their brains. They'll sit there and they'll talk to you. You
Yep.
go to other conventions. Once
Right.
that class is done, no, 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 they're not going to talk to you. And
No.
that's why I tell people, and from newbies up to advanced,
Hmm.
you could get people in the over the years. The people that have passed through Bling Bling
Yeah.
is astonishing. It's astonishing. The people that have gone to Bling Bling, and I don't know why, but I'm kind of glad that Bling Bling doesn't attract 200 and 300 people. I like the number that comes, and I
Right.
tell
We're
Steve,
close to 200, but yeah, I like the number that comes too.
I I tell Steve all the time, whether you get 50 people or whether you get 200 people, it's going to be a classy event. People
Yeah.
are going to learn. Those people that are going to learn, I'd rather have a convention with 50 people and be a love fest than 200
Right.
people and have drama
Right.
And I tell you this all the time,
Yeah.
Steve.
We all pretty much get along at the event. That's
Get along. And this is why,
yeah.
I love sponsoring the pizza.
Yes.
I
We
want a
appreciate
pizza
that.
party because I want to give back to my balloon family. And like I said, yeah, I have balloon family that don't come to Bling Bling. I wish they would.
Sure.
But my Bling Bling family is
Yeah.
second to none.
Yes.
Second to none. They got Debbie Stevens.
Yes.
Really? Debbie Stevens? The classiest, most talented uh, female balloon artist out there with her dresses and just everything. And it's amazing to see
Yeah.
great artists,
Yes.
new and old. New
Yes.
and old. I love making new friends. And
Yes.
old. And now we got like a Leah, who I
Yes.
called, she's my niece. I love
Leah, Cecilia. I mean, this year we had a lot
Cecilia.
of other people that never been before. Like Judy Johnson came, Nancy came back. I mean,
Judy
Shauna.
is a legend in our industry.
Yes.
Shauna is a legend
Yes.
in our
So many
industry.
cool people. Darren
And
Mortaboy, Darren Sari, Sammy.
Nancy
Really,
Dalton, I love you,
yes.
Dalton. She's the best.
Blanca.
Darren, I watched this kid, Darren Sari. I watched this kid grow up, and he stayed
Yeah.
at our house. He stayed
Yes.
at our house when he was in this area.
Yeah.
It just amazing. Pip,
Yes.
Pip
Yep.
at Bling Bling. I'm probably forgetting a ton of names, but
I know we had such a good one. I mean, they're always good, but this year I think was through the roof, and
and I
everyone's
told you, Steve, off
buzzing.
the
Yeah.
record, I told you this was the best Bling Bling
Yeah.
ever.
Everybody said
And
that. I
the
think so
amount
too.
the amount of talent that was there, and the Love Fest, and then Katrina won
Yes.
top dog, and
Yes. Her
you
interview on here is amazing too. Yes.
gave Katrina. So
Yes.
it's a Love
And
Fest, and
everybody that Ernst got their disco dog this
yeah,
year.
yeah. Oh, the Disco Dog was great, and it's
Oh,
the
it's
best
fun.
convention, and I hope, if everyone that came last year will bring one
Yeah.
positive person
Oh,
with.
we're buzzing for next year already, and I was telling everybody, I'm so sorry afterwards. I needed some time off after Bling Bling Jam. Registration reopens soon. Everyone's
Yeah.
been messaging me, when's it open? When's it opening? So I already know it's gonna be fabulous. I'm looking forward to it. Just trying to narrow the theme down, Nick. That's the only issue, but not a bad issue because we have a couple themes. And everybody wants to know that too. It's like, hold on, one step at a time. But anyway. Well, we appreciate you so much, Nick, and so excited to do this interview. It was great. Was there anything else that I missed out that you wanted to say about Bling or anything, or are we good?
No, if anyone out there in the Bling Bling family, you need help with a show, with business, with a quick thing. I did a class on once at Bling Bling.
Yeah.
Balloons on the Radio.
Yeah. It was
And
great.
Natalie from England laughed at my show, balloons on the radio.
Yeah.
But she went back, and a week
It
later,
started
guess
doing it.
what? Her
Yeah.
balloons were on the radio after
Exactly.
taking my class. Balloons on the
Yes.
radio, marketing, and anything I could help you with. Uh,
Sure.
Please reach out to Steve or email me, and we'll FaceTime. I'm just looking here, Steve, to make you laugh. This
Yeah.
was me as a musician back in the day.
No way. Wow. I love that.
Yeah,
That is so
that
cool.
that was me back in the day. And
Wow.
there's one more picture I want to show
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
of
Show us.
me in Calgary, Canada, when I told you after teaching the visually impaired,
Mhm.
and this was my crowd. Look,
Very nice. I love
and
it.
that's what I love doing. And
Yes.
pick up this book, and you'll make the kids
Yeah, I
laugh.
love that. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
sure they
that.
have one that says mom jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
The more
I
information
just
you know like that, the better. The more things that you know to be have entertainment value. That's huge stuff. So I think that was a good tidbit that you shared on here, Nick. And I think
oh, it's
everybody
great.
will
Hey, look,
appreciate
any
that.
page you open,
Yeah.
where does the cake rise? In
Right.
the East.
That's cute.
So it's corny, but
Yeah, but it's
kids,
fun. People like
it's
that,
fun.
especially in this day and age. Everybody's so serious. I know you've experienced this too. I don't do as many birthday parties anymore, but when I do the birthday parties, now it's a big to do. Like whereas years ago, the parents would drop the kids off. Oh no, no. All the parents show up now, so they want to be
Yeah,
entertained. So you have a bigger these bigger shows, which is great.
yeah,
So all that is really good, Nick. Amazing.
yeah.
Nick,
And
thank oh,
right before your
yeah,
gig, open up a page, learn one joke, and that's
yeah,
your joke for that gig. And then it starts going in the memory bank.
exactly.
I
More
want
to
to thank
add.
you. I
Thank
want to
you,
thank
Nick. This
and
was great.
for all you do for the balloon
Mutual.
industry.
Thank
Thank
you so much, Nick. You're welcome. Thank you. And everybody, thank you so much for watching Nick. Please do us a favor. Please show him some love and put a thumbs up, send a comment. He'll love to see that. And I think that he'll respond on there too. Although I'm speaking for him before, I'm sure he will. And again, share this station with folks. We're just trying to get everybody to know everybody a little bit better. Yes, it's about Blaming Jam, but we just want to share with who people are because a lot of people don't know each other. They really don't. And I'm hoping that is coming through on these interviews. And we'll have more on the station as well. But let us know your comments and your thoughts. Want to hear it. And we're going to air this on Wednesday at, I believe, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, East Coast time. So we'll be in the chat messaging folks and responding and looking forward to hearing from everybody of what you think so far. And if you are watching this and you're an attendee at Bling Bling Jam and you'd like to have an interview, I'd love to do it. Again, we want to know you too. So let's bling it on, everybody. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much, Nick. Over and out.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.